Folks, in this video, I want to dive a little bit deeper into the recent first-round draft pick by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Calijah Kancey, defensive lineman out of Pitt, and what his impact is going to be on this Buccaneers defense and just the team as a whole. So let's go ahead and get started. Firstly, I've already talked with you guys about this before in my initial video talking about this drafting, but I love Calijah Kancey. I think that he is a very, very solid pick for this Buccaneers defense. 6'1", 281 pounds. The man is athletic as can be. A 4.67 40-yard dash, a 1.64 10-yard split. Again, that is at 281 pounds. He has been compared to a guy like John Randall. He's been compared to Ed Oliver with the Buffalo Bills. He's been compared to Aaron Donald. Now, I know some of those comparisons are more loftier than others, but the point being is that Calijah Kancey has got a lot of positive qualities to his overall game. His athleticism is crazy. He is an absolute monster of a pass rusher. And you take a look at his collegiate stats in his final 2 years at Pitt, and they were fantastic. He had 13 tackles for loss and 7 sacks in 2021, in his sophomore year. Then in his senior year, he had 14.5 tackles for loss and 7.5 sacks in his senior year. That was playing in 22 games total. He had a grand total of 27.5 tackles for loss and 14.5 sacks in his final 2 years in college. The dude is a beast, both in run stopping and in pass rushing as well. And whenever I look at the immediate impact that can be made with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and this Buccaneers defense, I think that there are so many possibilities that you can have. Firstly, let's talk about what he can do along the defensive line, because he's joining a defensive line that has Vita Vea at nose tackle, that just signed Greg Gaines as a free agent in this offseason, who has started multiple games in the past at defensive end and at defensive tackle as well. He has won a Super Bowl, so has Vita Vea. You also have Logan Hall in there as well, the second-round draft pick of the Buccaneers in last year's NFL draft that I thought at times showed some positive qualities both as a pass rusher and as a run defender as well. You add the 19th overall pick in this draft of Calijah Kancey to that mix, and you've got an incredibly dangerous defensive line that I think offers a lot. You've got Vita Vea and you've got Greg Gaines, who are run stoppers, right? They're big body guys. They are going to be able to get after it in terms of run defense. You then have Calijah Kancey and Logan Hall as well. Of course, we know Vita Vea can pass rush. Greg Gaines has a little bit of pass rush to his game as well, but I think whenever you look specifically at Kancey and at Hall, those guys are some of your biggest pass rush specialists, if not the top pass rush specialists along your defensive line, and it is very notable. But again, Calijah Kancey also has that ability to really stop the run. He can be a full-on starting defensive lineman right out of the gate, and it's not going to be surprising at all if that's the direction the Tampa Bay Buccaneers decide to go with Kancey out of the gate here. I know that you have Greg Gaines. I know that you invested a second-round pick here in Logan Hall in last year's NFL draft, but Kancey, I really do believe, is that special of a player. I think that he gels extremely well and has great synergy with the guys that are already there on the defensive line. I'm not even including, folks, the idea of putting Calijah Kancey in some situations as an edge pass rusher in a potential 4 or 5 man pressure blitz type of situation or pass rushing type of situation. Again, he's 281 pounds. You can have him stand up and be an outside edge rushing linebacker and get a 4-man rushing situation where you have Logan Hall, Vita Vea, Greg Gaines, and Calijah Kancey all on the field at the same time. We've seen that multiple times before from a guy like Todd Bowles, and I think that we can see that and even more creativity with Kancey because he has such a unique athleticism that we really haven't seen from the Buccaneers at the defensive line, or really in most defensive line players in a while. It's a very rare situation to get a guy this big and have that type of athleticism. Again, he's compared to John Randall. He is compared to Ed Oliver. He is compared to Aaron Donald for a reason, because those guys are all a little bit of some smaller guys, at least in terms of defensive line prospects and whatnot. So again, 6'1", 281 pounds is not that small in my opinion. I think that that is a very workable frame for a defender, and you add that athleticism and you have so much versatility there. And it's going to be exciting to see. I think a guy like Todd Bowles was definitely salivating to get a chance to work with a guy like this at pick 19, to work him into his defense in so many different types of ways and so many different types of opportunities, to pair him up with guys like Greg Gaines, Logan Hall, Vita Vea, Shaq Barrett whenever he returns from his Achilles injury, Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, another former first-round draft pick of the Bucs. You also look at Anthony Nelson, who the team signed on a long-term extension. The Bucs did struggle last year with consistent pressure and run stopping ability. I think they're getting a player here in Kancey that makes an immediate impact at both of those situations and is going to gel very well in this Todd Bowles style of defense and work in a lot of creative and unique ways that is, in my opinion, again, I think going to make this dude an absolute beast and an absolute Swiss Army knife weapon for Todd Bowles and this Buccaneers defense. So that's the impact that I think that Calijah Kancey is going to have for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I want to know your guys' thoughts and opinions. Let me know them down in the comment section below. What do you guys think about this selection? What do you think about the impact that Kancey could have? I think the possibilities are pretty limitless as to what Todd Bowles can and probably will end up doing with Kancey, and I am certainly here for it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, folks, I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.